Welcome to the 17th window in the 2019 TooFatLardies Advent Calendar, and today we're getting back to our short trousers and catapults as Richard tells us about his earliest wargaming memory.
My earliest wargaming memory must be as a small child having toy soldiers. I can never remember a point in life where I didn't have toy soldiers. In the 60s, they were kind of a default setting for any young boys growing up. So my father had served in the Second World War with the Royal Air Force. His father had served in the First World War, being wounded at Passchendaele. And consequently, it was just normal for boys to be given war toys, and I'm really glad they did. I have never stopped playing with them ever since. My first real wargaming memory would be going to school at 11 and going to look at the school library and finding a book there by Don Featherstone's War Games Campaigns, and being totally captivated by the idea that I could actually play a game which didn't involve rolling marbles at the figures. What I then did was I had a post office savings account, and God knows what my parents thought I ought to be saving for, but it certainly wasn't for plastic Airfix Napoleonics, which I pretty much emptied the account to go out and buy boxes and boxes of these from the local toy shop. And then decided that I couldn't possibly paint them, so I put them all in a cupboard and bought ACW figures. The great thing about ACW from Airfix were they were moulded in blue plastic and grey plastic. So with a very, very minimal amount of effort, I could get these painted up to look like the soldiers of the blue and the grey. I then attached them onto cardboard bases. I went through the packets and took out all the figures with the same poses. So if you had riflemen with in firing position, they'd all be in one battalion, and whereas riflemen kneeling would be in another battalion, which I felt was a good look at the time. I'm not really convinced by that now. And I was very fortunate that our spare bedroom at home had a green carpet. So without having a war games table, I used the carpet as the basis for my games. And for me, wargaming was very much a solo affair. And between that age of 11 and the age of 18, when I found a local war games club, all of my wargaming was done solo. So my greatest wargame chum as I grew up was without doubt Don Featherstone, whose books I read constantly and continuously, drawing inspiration from loads of the ideas in there. Remember, lard is for life and not just for Christmas.